Why, hello there, everyone. Today, we got the final DNF Duel character reveal trailer before the beta test, which starts tomorrow. I'm super excited for it, and I'm also super excited about watching this trailer, because outside of the initial batch of characters that were revealed back when the game itself was revealed almost a year ago now, this guy, the Crusader, is the one that I was wanting the most, the one that I was wanting added into the game, because after watching the initial DNF Duel stuff, I went and looked at the DFO roster, and this guy looks like he might be the guy with the big normals and maybe super armor. I don't think we've gotten any characters that have exhibited any kind of obvious super armor yet, so if there's going to be one super armor character, I'm thinking it might be him, but either way, I just want to see some big normals, some big buttons. I kind of like that they were saving this one for last, because this is my most anticipated one, so it's like they were deliberately saving the most anticipated one for last, at least for me, right? So let's watch it. My hair is still a little damp because I just recently got out of the shower, so normally I would just wait until my hair was dry, but I didn't want to wait any longer for this one, so let's watch it. Let me start it from the beginning. A lot of these intros are really cool, right? I think it's kind of funny how, with his intro, everything else is kind of blacked out outside of this ray of light. Obviously, you can see it a little bit, but it's a pretty cool... It's just a pretty unique intro compared to the other characters, right? I love how chonky this guy is. He looks like a character from Darksiders, which, by the way, is one of my favorite games ever. Side note. Okay, so already enough that we just saw that we can analyze. So it looks like he's using some kind of buff. It's like he's invoking some kind of buff, or he's like consecrating the ground or something. When I first saw this, I was thinking maybe it would be like the totems from Kotal Khan from Mortal Kombat. But it looks like he actually just keeps the buff on himself. It doesn't look to be a totem thing, right? Some kind of shield or barrier. It looks to be maybe more of a defensive buff than an offensive one, right? Because just visually speaking, I would expect an offensive buff to kind of light up the weapon or something, whereas in this case, it looks more like a shield. So maybe this is a super armor state. Let me watch it in slower motion. So we won't know because the opponent never tried to attack it. But yeah, that does seem to be a pretty big normal, as I was expecting. Into some kind of cancel, which looks like a tackle. This might be a super armor move, right? Or maybe just some kind of guard point. Just because this looks like the kind of move that would have it. What's interesting is that it has a trail behind him. I wonder if that's just visual flare, or if this also has a hitbox, in which case I wonder if someone could even try to air dash over this for the characters that have air dashes, like Dragon Knight, for example. And then that looks like some kind of launcher. Well, it is some kind of launcher, but that's a big hitbox. Yeah, that's a giant button. Look at that. It's probably a really easy hit confirm for a lot of stuff, too. Okay, we haven't seen this stuff yet, so let me play that in normal speed. But yeah, this button right here, lots of times when it comes to the big body characters, lots of times their crouching heavy is an anti-air button kind of like this, but it doesn't look as if he was crouching or anything before it. So I wonder if this is just some kind of standing button. It could be a DP or something, but we didn't see any flash or anything, so I'm thinking it's just a button. It's a pretty cool grab animation. What's this? Okay. Okay. Before we watch the super, I already see giant angel wings. Before we watch the super, let me try to analyze that. Honestly, that's a pretty cool grab animation just because of the anticipation, right? Like he's just holding you up and you're not really doing anything. And then suddenly there's the impact. Okay, so this was some kind of... We saw another one of those effects, as if it's a cancel or something. Here, it looks like he's also under the effect of some other kind of buff or something, right? But obviously, this is completely different from the that orange sphere. This looks more like some kind of electric aura. Also, Arc System Works has been doing this for a while. I know Arc System Works has been doing this since Xrd, but I just have to restate how effective it is when they're using traditionally 2D animation techniques on 3D models, right? Like, look here. The hammer itself is bending, right? So it's not literally made of rubber or anything, right? And it's not canonically bending, but just seeing it in motion, it gives so much more impact to the attacks. See? It's really well animated. That's probably an overhead too, right? I don't think that's much of a stretch. It looks like he might have lost the buff when he did this move. So maybe when he's in this kind of powered up state, I'm sure people that have played DFO know everything about this already, right? They're probably already typing, letting me know in the comments. So I guess I can just wait until I read the comments. But yeah, it looks like he loses that. So maybe that's kind of a charge to use this move, or maybe he has several moves he can use to expend that charge. And that was a huge launcher. Not really a launcher, but just popped them up really high from the explosion. It looks like he has a lot of recovery there, though. If you watch this slower... Yeah, like he's still recovering. It looks like he does technically recover before the opponent hits the ground, but it looks like if you're going to combo after this, you better run up there fast, right? Who knows if you can plink dash in this game, but maybe you could plink dash up. Maybe you could cancel into something, in which case you could use this as an easy hit confirm, right? And then what was after this? Another kind of cancel. That, I would assume that's a low, considering it's coming from the ground. And it looks like it knocks the opponent back towards you. So that's a little bit of space control, which is surprising to see from just a big chonky guy, right? Space control as in space control that's coming from sort of zoning rather than just using your big hammer. Okay, so he's going into some kind of... I don't know if that's a very different effect than what we're used to, right? So I don't know if that's a cancel of some kind. That's kind of like Kotal Khan, having the sunlight come down on you. Oh, wow. That's cool. So he's playing ping pong with the opponent. So he used this attack, which came out of the ground, to launch the opponent into him, and then he used this sunray attack to launch them back out, and then they splatted on the wall. That's pretty cool. Wasn't there another Mortal Kombat character that could make a wall? Was it Jackie Briggs? I think so. Make a wall and then use that to get a corner combo from mid-screen. Yeah, that would be really cool if he could do actual corner combos in mid-screen just because of this wall. I would say that's also pretty thematic with the character too, right? Because if he's supposed to be some big guy with, you know, very strong physical attacks, just thematically speaking, then it would make sense that he would want to have something to sort of trap and corner a zoner, for example, so the zoner can't just keep backing up. Okay, so it looks like that was the extent of that combo, but I bet you could still combo after it because... Yeah, look at that. I bet you could catch her with a crouching light or something, at least. So then there's another tackle that we saw already. And he combos it into that big anti-air. This part I'm a little confused about. It looks super cool, though. So I don't know when he cast this thing, but it was apparently already out here, was it? When does this appear? I don't know when. Okay, this makes no sense to me. Again, people that play DFO probably know, so please enlighten me. Look, when does it come in? It's spawning in now. So I don't know if he had to super preemptively cast it, or if he's somehow doing something independently during this attack animation, right? But this is some actual set play. Then he launches them, and then right after that, these laser beams just start shooting out of this purple orb, and it juggles them. Wow, then he gets another one of those big launcher moves in. That's pretty cool. Okay. I have to say, that was a lot more interesting than I was expecting, right? At the minimum, I was just expecting big normal man, right? Which I would have been happy about, and maybe some super armor, but this is definitely a lot saucier than what I was expecting, which I'm happy about. So let's watch the super. Orbital strike. So many poses. Okay, so after watching the trailer, I kind of wish, part of me kind of wishes he didn't get added into the game, because if he wasn't in the game, I would have more clairvoyance, because then the Grappler would be the only character I would care about playing, right? And I would have full clairvoyance, and I would just focus on the Grappler. But now, because this guy's so cool, now I'm kind of torn between Grappler and him, so I'm going to have to play both and see which one I like playing more. I'll probably play Grappler first, just because we knew about him first, and then after I play him a bit, I will play Crusader to see if I like him more. Yeah, so it starts tomorrow, and I recently canceled my Twitch affiliate agreement. So in other words, I'm able to now multi-stream to both Twitch and YouTube at the same time. So I'm going to try to do that for the DNF Duel beta test. Assuming I figure it out. I haven't multi-streamed before, but I'm going to see if I can figure it out tonight, so that way I can do it tomorrow when the stream starts. And then I'm going to be streaming all weekend during the beta test. So thanks for watching, everyone. Let me know what you think in the comments. Let me know if you have any questions. Please let me know if I missed anything about the trailer, right? Especially if you've played DFO. Because a lot of this stuff is new to me. I didn't even know about DFO until the first DNF Duel trailer released. I was like, what is this? It's based on some MMO, some apparently huge MMO that I've never heard of before. So yeah, thanks for watching, everyone, and bye for now.